So we're going to do a quick recap on a few things. Today, in this video, we're going to cover sums, averages, and most importantly, the difference between relative and absolute cell referencing. What I'd like you to do is find this table on G Drive. It's called Gradebook 1. I'd like you to cut and paste it into your Excel project. Remember, you should have everything down here that we've done so far. So we're going to start with something really easy, and we're going to do the totals. But so this is clear, we have the names of students starting here. This is not max, this is the maximum points. We have some quizzes and some tests, and we're going to work out the total for each student, the percentage, and the average they got. So first of all, totals, we can click here. We can go equals, sum, and then our first one is B3, colon, and it's G3. Close bracket, and there we have our total. We could have just gone like this, but that's not really teaching us anything. Drag and drop it. Oops, that's not what we want. Well, there you go, that's why we didn't do that. Sorry, I've got a problem. Change that to 19, go back here, get rid of that. Here's our formula, and let's drag our formula down. Okay, pretty straightforward. Now we're going to look at the average. So before we look at the average, we've got to just mention the word range. I assume you know what range is, but we should cover it anyway. We're looking at the range of B3 to B9. So a range is a beginning and end point between a set of numbers. So 5 to 10 is a range. Between 20 and 30 is a range. Between B3 and B9 is a range. Here we go, equals. We want to work out average. It's not a sum, so let's just try typing average. Oh, look, there it is. Let's put in our first number, which is going to be this one. And then we can put in our second number, which is this one, and you can see it selected everything for us. And there we have an average. We can simply copy this across to here, and it will put the next average in. So this is what we mean by relative. Let's look at this box here. Here we have the formula, and the formula is equals average B3 to B9. And what this is really saying is equals to the equals the average relative to B10. Okay, so it means that the 7 boxes are directly above B10, so it's relative to this point. Everything in this formula is relative to B10, which is where we put the formula. If you click on this one, everything in this formula, which is up here, is relative to C10. It's all relative to what's above it. And this will continue to happen as we move our little formula across. It's all relative. Now, let's have a look up here. We don't have the formula here for some reason. So, sum. Okay, so the total points they could get is 360. Here we want to work out a percentage. So in order to create a percentage, you need to turn it into a decimal. And the quickest way to remind you of that is if I was to put these figures on the screen. Oh, look, I've already pressed the thing there. Okay, so here are some numbers. If we turn these numbers into percentages, this is going to be 100%, this is going to be 1,000%, this is going to be 10,000%, and this is going to be 50%. So, in order to get the percentage, which is how many marks they got out of 100, we need to make sure that we create a decimal. So the way to do that is equals the student total divided by the possible total, and that gives us an answer, which is 0.80 blah, 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 which is 80%. Now, if I was to pull this down, what's going to happen? Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. Tyrone, if you're in the room, would be very happy because he got a remarkable feat, which was 114%. Good for you, Tyrone. Now, obviously, it doesn't work. So this is where absolute cell referencing comes in. So let's start by just deleting everything. So when we write our formula here, we want this number to change, the H freeze, but we want this number to always refer to H2. So divided by H2. Oops. Now I've got to remind myself here, so I'm just going to test it without telling you what I'm doing, but no, that didn't work. So H2, let's highlight it. Why isn't it working? Oops, I'm pressing the wrong key. So I'll say what I've done and then I'll say how I did it. So I've got equals H3 divided by H2, okay? But this H2 is absolute. So when I copy my formula down, it will always refer to this one, H2. Now, when Excel was first made millions of years ago, they just decided that when they want to declare an absolute cell reference, which is what this is, that they would just do a $sign, the letter, $sign, the number. There's no particular reason beyond that. They just thought, let's use that. So now, when I pull it down, it's going to be, I've got to press enter, and then I can pull it down. And you'll see that these are percentages. So now I'll tell you what I did. You will be needing to do this on your assessment. Okay, so we start off the same way. Equals, we select this one, we go divide, we select what we want, and then we highlight it. And what you need to do is just press F4, and it will make it absolute. Press enter, it's done. Drag it down, and you've now got a percentage. Now obviously this doesn't look much like a percentage just yet, so we can fix that up pretty easily. So to do that, all you need to do is highlight the information and select percentage, and there we go. It's now in percentages. That's all we really needed to cover for this video. Absolute cell referencing and relative cell referencing is the most important thing you need to take away from this one. Okay? Good luck.